Happy Teacher's Day! Who's your favorite teacher and why?
Yes, I do Miss Mushiri. In class 4, she taught me a lot about English. I got inspired with English so much that it became my favorite subject.
My favorite teacher is Miss Mushiri. Teaches social studies, English, mathematics.
What inspired you to teach?
I think it wasn't my dream to become a teacher. Initially, when I was in high school, I was dreaming of becoming a secretary, someone who is different. But things changed because I was very close to my mother. And she really encouraged me by telling me that I don't need to live in town so that I can become a teacher. But if I prefer to become a teacher, I can do my work anywhere, even if the technology comes, even if there is no technology, I can do that. So I was looking at an opportunity where, because I'm the last born in the family, I can have also an opportunity to interact with the children at a bigger number.
I have this job because one of the most important thing is dealing with these young children here in school. It's their first stage in life, in education, and that's the foundation of every child. Some of them, they don't have parents. We are like their parents in the school. We cater for them some needs. Like me in my class, I normally have those who are orphans. So I'm like their mother, I'm like their father.
Initially, I never wanted to become a teacher. I was pushed to it by my father. But when I got into the career, I enjoyed it because I also discovered the passion I had for children, which I did not know until I started teaching. So I enjoy motivating children, inspiring children, teaching them. It gives me the joy to see that I can bring somebody who from illiteracy to literacy.
It really concerned us that a child would be picked from the house at 6 o'clock and come back in the evening tired with homework and no time we don't have enough time to spend with them, and they want to go to bed and wake up early and the cycle continues. So we put all that together and we realized maybe a typical school will not work for us. Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge that I have ever had since I became an ECD teacher, and even what's happening right now, is the society perception on ECD teachers. And I think that's really what was hurting my feelings, because majority of the people, when they hear about ECD teachers, they think they're people who failed in school or who never did well, succeeded in their education life in school. And therefore, that one could always make my self-perception, like when I want to introduce myself, it was like when I say I'm an ECD teacher, people will look at me like I'm a floppy, I never did well in school. And I think one day I was working in a military school, and I saw how the perception was totally different from the society where I had come from. The value of mwalimu wa mtoto wangu, mwalimu. So it gave me like another weight of feeling like it's not like a matter of just being a failure, but people were appreciating what I was doing with their children.
In ECD, the challenges we normally get is like the feeding programs where we don't have food for them. And these young children come to school when they are hungry. Sometimes it is hard for them to concentrate in class. So we make sure, like a teacher, if you have food, you must give sometimes. If you don't have, they go on a hungry stomach. But we teach them how to share for those who don't have. And then like the learning environment in the school, it is not conducive for them, because for the learners, the environment should be conducive to them. Like the classroom, they're supposed to be attractive, they're supposed to be clean, they're supposed to have the learning environment, it should have the teaching aids material to interact with them. And sometimes it's hard for us teachers to make all the materials for teaching.
Kenya is generally not a very homeschool enlightened environment. Not many people understand homeschooling, what it is about. So there's pressure from family, from friends, from church, and sometimes even from authorities.
A child suffer. For example, sometimes it is domestic issues. that's a challenge. When you see a child maybe in tattered clothes, a child comes and tells you I didn't have breakfast, a child comes and tells you they're being beaten at home or they've not seen the parent for a week, you really feel for that child. Then academically, you try and teach this child and you find that they have the learning challenges. They are not getting the concepts easily. They are slow in learning. Yeah, and sometimes when you have the integrated, we have the integrated. So sometimes you see the children are not the same. There are those who are physically challenged and now you have to take care. So you have really to balance between a normal child and those who have challenges. But all in all, you have to embrace all of them as they are.
One of the greatest achievements of homeschooling for me, which I'm forever thankful for, is that I get to spend time with my children. We learn together, we grow together, we cry together, we go through life together.
What I love about my work is the end results. Yeah. Like when a child comes to you and they don't know how to read and they know eventually they can read, you feel so good. When you teach a child how to write and they end up writing better than you, you feel so good. And when they even pass, because we also went through school, they get better marks than what you get, you feel proud. You feel there's a satisfaction that comes, that you feel so good and you feel that you've really done your work well.
And looking back at the children, they were young, they've grown. And when I wake up in the morning, like I find I am in such moods, I go to the children, I find they make my life. They make me like forget about the stress that I may be going through every day. And they're smiling faces. And looking back to see like their lives will be what they will be when they grow up, depending on what I provide at this particular time.
A nice message to your teacher.
I just wanted to say to her, thank you. She really inspired me the way she taught. It was a real pleasure. I'll try to get her a gift if I can for our Teachers' Day.
For Teachers' Day, I want to give her a present because of teaching me English. I was the best in English in last year. She's the greatest teacher. I love her so much, and I'm going to write her a letter. She's going to feel wonderful. She loves letters. She loves dogs. That's her favorite pet.